Hi Aquarius, welcome to your September 2018 reading. 3-card Major Arcana reading. Card number 1, your power as you show up in the reading. Card number 2, the block or drain on your power. And card number 3, your key to power. I will then be pulling one from the swords, one from the wands, one from the pentacles, and one from the cups. And then I will be pulling one from my new deck, which is the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. Kuan Yin is the Chinese Buddhist goddess of compassion, the bodhisattva of compassion. And she has a counterpart in Tibetan Buddhism called Green Tara. And I have been working with the mantra of Green Tara for over 5 years, daily. And I recently undertook an extensive practice with the mantra of, the foundation mantra of Kuan Yin. So we'll see what she has to tell us at the end of the reading. Anyway, here we go. One final shuffle. One final cut. I will just say, Aquarius, this is my second and a bit attempt at this reading. So let's see what we get for you. Card number 1, your power as you show up, the Hangman. In the upright. I always have to check that with myself and say that with myself because I get mixed up and I know I'm not the only one. The block or drain on your power, the Tower in reverse. I don't believe it. This came up in this position in the last one that I did for you, that I tried to do for you. It wasn't clear, so I scrapped it. And your key to power, the Fool in reverse. Okay. Again, it's the same thing. There is a staving off of the sense of some inevitable, seemingly inevitable, impending breakup or disintegration of things. And the key to power I had before was the Star in reverse, which is a card that is full of hope, full of faith, full of vulnerability, and not a million miles from the Fool. And here it is again in the reverse. It's unbelievable. And again, all 3 cards were in the reverse, and we had in these positions, you know, your power as you show up and the block and drain on your power, these sort of, well, both of those were inevitable. We had death in the reverse as well. But, with the Hangman here, the Hangman is when you take yourself out of the game. And you take yourself out of the game in order to sort of, in a sense, buy some time. It's when you've got a certain way into the tarot cycle and things have perhaps got a little bit like confusing. You know, you start off with the Fool and it's all like empty mind, and then you start manifesting, and then you know, this and that and the other happens, and you get to card number 12 and it's like, right, I'm just going to step out of this for a little while because I think I need to turn myself on my head and see if there's another way of looking at all of this. That's the nature of the Hangman. So there is still this sense that if you can hang upside down and look at everything upside down, you might see a way through to get control of the situation. But there is at the same time this sense of trying, hoping to be able to, pushing in order to manifest a staving off of some force majeure that you cannot control. And again, the key to power is this turning on its head, because I'm reading towards me, the turning of it on its head of this kind of innocent, hopeful, faithful, full of faith, full of, yeah, full of hope. And it's turned on its head here as the key to power. It was extraordinary. And what I had in the previous reading, and as I say, and it'll be interesting to see what comes up in the minor arcanas, just this real juxtaposition. There was this very strong, tiny little chink of light running through it. But the rest of it was this combination of just going, oh my God, and sort of throwing your hands up in despair, and just this like inevitable like onslaught of stuff coming towards you. And the key to power was to let go or reverse hope. Now, I always say you are never a fool to hope. You are always a fool to expect. But in many ways, because we simply don't know what's coming, hope, and I mean true hope, not hope with a should attached to it, or hope with conditions attached to it. That's not hope. That's expectation. But pure, unalloyed, unmediated hope is the only intelligent response to the unknown. Because if you're able to encounter the unknown for what it is, in its pure form, and meet it with hope, then you are sending out the best, you're making yourself the most receptive shape for positivity to come towards you. But there's a very fine line between hope and expectation. Maybe that's what this is about. Because I mean, the Aquarians I know are in many ways kind of self-belief machines. Yeah, they just won't stop. Doesn't matter what happens, they will always be able to turn it turn it into a story of hope for themselves, in which they have the power to make things turn out the way they want it to. And that, at times, if that's taken to an extreme degree, that can actually be quite unhelpful, shall we say. I'll say that in my English understated way. Let's see what we get in the swords. Okay, 2 of Swords. Well, there's a lack of engagement. There's a lack of commitment. There's a lack of knowing which way to go. And it's a willful disengagement, as is the Hangman. It's like, no, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you, and I'm just not going to, stuck in the middle with myself. And I'm not looking this way, and I'm not looking that way, and I've got my swords up, and damn the lot of you, I'm not having it. And this being the 2 of Swords after the Ace, it's like with the Ace you get handed the power of thought, the power of words, and with the 2 it's like, oh my God, this is so powerful, I best just do nothing. So again, it's this willful taking yourself out of the game. But I would draw your attention, Aquarius, to the fact that the tide will come in at some point. Let's put this down and see where this reading goes. Wands, 6 of Wands. Well, victory, that's a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign. I'm going to put that down and see what else comes. Because in the previous one, we had the 9 here, which was the oh my God, I can't sleep card, like the wolf hour, as it's known by one of my favourite other readers, Gemstone Tarot. Check her out, she's fantastic. And here we had the 8 of Wands, which is a lot more neutral than this 6. I guess the 6 follows on from the 5, when that battle has taken place and you've come out the winner. But okay, you've got your laurel wreath on your thing, but and I just suddenly noticed for the first time there's a laurel wreath on the head of the rider here. Who's going to wear this one? Who's this one for? Just a question. Right, let's see what we get for the Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, watching it grow. It's slow. This is investment. This is interest mounting up. This karmic interest mounting up. You know, he's put in the work. He's been pruning and kind of tending these pumpkin pentacles, and the fruit is coming. This is what I was getting in the last one. The crunch is coming. The harvest is coming. No matter what you do, you can stay in that hangman position for as long as you like. You can sit on that beach with your blindfold and your swords held up. Sooner or later, something's going to give. Let's see what we get here. 3 of Cups. Okay, the card of equality, the card of the celebration of equality, the card of the joy of there being no comparison. No one higher, no one lower, no one better, no one worse. And from my experience of Aquarians, that is not a particularly comfortable scenario for you guys. I'm sorry, I've got to say it, in the Aquarians I know, there's a lot of comparison going on. So-and-so's like this, and that's better than so-and-so, and blah, 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 you know. Like I said in previous readings, in previous months, it's like, come up, get off your horse, come down from your mountain, come out of your ivory tower. But again, we have this key to power, the Fool in reverse. Perhaps when we get the message from Kuan Yin, this will fall into place. And Kuan Yin is the Bodhisattva. A Bodhisattva is someone, you know, in the Buddhist tradition, a Bodhisattva is someone who has attained enlightenment but chooses to remain in the human realm in order to relieve suffering. So we'll stick that in our tarot pipe and smoke it. Let's see what we get here. What can we have from Kuan Yin? What can Kuan Yin show us? Here we are. This is what she's going to show us. Harvest Mother watches over me. Right. Okay, well, this for me links in very, very strongly with the 7 of Pentacles. You know, these pentacles are growing, and sooner or later it will be time to pick them, because, you know, fruit left on the plant will simply rot. It will be no good. The harvest has to come at some point, and it will be good by the looks of things. You know, we have the 6 of Wands there, and we have the celebration card of the 3 of Cups. And this tells me it will be good. Harvest Mother watches over me. So, you know, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, say, for example, in the realm of climate change and all of that, no matter what goes on with sea levels, temperature, rainfall, all wind speed, all the rest of it, the tilt of the earth in relation to the sun has not changed. We still have the same amount of light and darkness and the seasons. Some things don't change, and that's what this is telling me. There is a safe and steady structure within all this. But perhaps what you have to do here, perhaps what this key to power is saying, is to let go of the endless self-reinvention. Aquarius, I know this is not going to go down well. You know, you can hang yourself up there and reinvent yourself as many times as you want, but the earth is still going to have the same tilt in relation to the sun as it has always had. And, you know, those pumpkins are going to be ready when they're ready. This tower is going to come down willy-nilly if it's going to come down. There's nothing you can do. Do not be afraid. Harvest Mother watches over you. So perhaps it's time to allow the scythe to harvest in what you've been growing, Aquarius.
I'll leave it there. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I wish you well with all that, and I'll see you again soon.
Cheers. Bye-bye.